Coach, here we are again, 2014 for you. We got a little bit experience now under your belt. How do you feel about this year's squad?
I'm really excited. I mean, obviously we have a lot of our returners back. We add Brooke Ortiz, which is a pivotal part of our lineup, so I'm just looking forward to getting on the field.
That being said, with your returning starters, the pitching staff that's going to be out here, philosophy-wise, are you going to be changing anything strategically that you were doing maybe last year?
And last year we introduced a lot of different techniques, kind of built a foundation. So this year, obviously they pitch a lot of innings, so they kind of get the gist of things, and they understand what they need to do with the ball. So yeah, we're kind of stepping up that game plan a little bit and being able to execute it.
Last year you guys finished near the top at tied for second, and then the poll just came out today that you guys are expected to be around that same place. What's it going to take to maybe upend San Diego State or beyond the other teams just to make sure you guys are number one this year?
Yeah, I think just worrying about ourselves, and I preach this to our girls almost on a daily basis. Take care of the ball, so getting ahead of batters, getting ground ball outs, making outs, and then moving runners. So getting them on, moving them over, and getting them in. So just the little fundamental things. If we can execute those more often than we did last year, we're going to be very pleased where we are at the end of the year.
With the start of the season out here at home, then you guys are on the road for a lengthy period of time against some pretty good quality opponents. How do you think the team's going to find itself in that time, not only this weekend, but moving forward the next couple of weeks?
We have a lot of leadership. I mean, our senior group is just a phenomenal group of people, and I think that they're ready for it. I think they learned from last year. We played phenomenal at home, and out on the road not as great. So I think it's been an emphasis for us to come out and set the tone early on, whether we're at home, we're in a neutral site, or away.
Not only is it your second season for you, but here at Bulldog Diamond, I know last year we did a little bit of story on the fences and everything like that. I was just asking Brenna sort of the adjustment that it took to kind of get used to playing on your home field even.
Right.
What do you think this year would be like with some of the girls being more acclimated to their own home stadium?
Well, having Brenna Moss out in the outfield is just an amazing, it's great for a pitching coach, I tell you that, because she gets everything. So they're just a little bit more comfortable. We have the addition of Kira Willis also in the outfield, who has a lot of speed. So we can cover a lot of ground on that center field to left field line, which is going to help Miso out in right field. So I think that they're very comfortable, and we're even more acclimated to the facility.
I mean, we've talked about your returners. How about your new players? Have you been able to see them on the field and see how they have been able to do in the offseason?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a very strong group. We have a couple kids that came in that are local that are going to really help us in some pinch running situations. It's going to be vital for us. We have a kid named Kira Willis who is from the Bay Area, somebody who's very athletic, runs well, just a five-tool player. I'm really excited to see her go out and shine this season. And we have another kid from the Bay Area, Nikki Kalilia, and she's somebody that I could see getting some innings behind the plate. So just does a great job with our pitchers.
Coach, it would seem like a lot of things might get easier in the second year as you get more comfortable. What's the biggest challenge in the second year?
I think just continuing to raise the bar. I think last year there was a lot of things that we did well. They're understanding our system now, kind of understanding how things work. But now this year is okay. Now take it up a next notch. Take it up the next notch. And we have a very challenging pre-conference series, and actually just pre-conference in general. So for us to go out and be able to win games on the road, win games in neutral sites, is really going to help us.
Coach, they mentioned the conference poll coming out today here, one of the head coaches there. Talk about how deep the league is this year and kind of teams to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of teams that can flip-flop in our conference. Obviously, San Diego State has had a really strong last couple of seasons, has made postseason, so they have a target on their back. San Jose State just went to postseason last year. They did lose their star pitcher Pridmore, but Pete always does a great job in preparing his team. So there's somebody that's going to I think do pretty well in conference. Utah State has a former Auburn assistant coach, so he's bringing a lot of different ideas to that program. UNLV has Lisa Dodd. She's in her second year as a coach. She's also a phenomenal athlete, played at UCLA, and I think a lot of the programs in our conference have leaders or head coaches that are going to make a difference.
Pitching obviously is the heart of any team. You're talking about this year's emergence, the maturation of last year's freshmen, the three you have back this year. Talk about their development this year, what you see from them to be different from last year.
Our pitchers, yeah. Well, I think they just have a better understanding. So you can tell them until you're blue in the face, you got to keep the ball down until they kind of live through it and live through those humps. Obviously as a coach, you wish they would learn faster, but they understand that, they have a better understanding. They're more comfortable in their skin. They're more comfortable with their plan of attack, of getting hitters, and they know that they can do it. And that's the biggest thing. It's getting them to buy into themselves and into that process.
And this week we had 3 of the teams on the slate there are from the tournament last year. Talk about what we see in Oregon, Arizona State, and those other teams there.
Yeah, I think I don't really worry much about the opposition. I really focus on us, and that's kind of our philosophy here. Obviously, Arizona State, they have Dallas, she's a senior. They also have Papascu, that's also a senior, so they have a lot of leadership. Freeman's back. There's a lot of accolades in both Oregon and ASU. Oregon, went deep, and they've gone deep since Mike White's been there. But I don't worry about those things, because as long as we take care of ourselves, we're going to be fine.
Thank you.
All right.